Welcome, everyone, to the Paranormal Dragtivity panel with your host here, Shalora. Once again, hello. Are you sick of me yet? Um, I'm super excited for this panel. I got my little candle here for the Midnight Club. And I'm going to start with introductions of all my wonderful panelists, whether they're skeptics or believers or experiencers. I'm going to start with Lady Lay. Tell us your name, your pronouns, and your favorite kind of scary content creature or paraphernalia.
Um, hello. Sorry, you were asking me to introduce myself.
Yes, what's your name?
Hello, my name is Lady Lay.
What are your pronouns?
She, they in drag, he, they out of drag.
And what is your favorite kind of scary content or creature or
Oh, scary content. I tend to like listening to like stories of
true
like ghost
crime?
stories
Mhm.
and also mostly film and television.
Yes. Next up is Nemesis so that they don't fall asleep.
Can I wait? Can I open my eyes?
Yes.
Good morning. Hello, everybody. I'm Nemesis Network. I run the network on twitch.tv/Nemesis Network every freaking day of the week because I am insane. What was the question? What do I like? Scary stuff?
Yeah.
Mandela catalogs. Analog horror is so fun and fierce, but also I just like, I don't know, scary stuff. I'm here to have a good time, y'all.
Cheers to
Ruin,
that.
Ruin
So
Crown.
true.
Oh, hi everyone. I'm Ruin Crown. Thank you so much for having me. It's such a pleasure to be here. What type of spooky stuff do I love? I love ghost. I love the supernatural. I like to be scared as much as I hate it. I love it.
Yeah. Um, who do I want to pick next? They both look so peaceful.
I don't think Hebe looks as peaceful.
Okay, we'll go with Hebe.
Oh, hello. Oh my goodness. What a rest. My lungs are filled with dirt. And hi, I'm Hebe Buffet. I am a drag variety streamer that specializes in horror games and JRPGs. And my favorite type of spiritual spooky nonsense is I really like cryptids.
Very slay. And we'll get to that right after we introduce Nurse or Inertia.
Hello. Hi. My name's Inertia. Nurse, if you're nasty, and I hope you are. And my special paranormal interest is also analog horror and I didn't know it was paranormal, but like parallel dimensions. That's cool.
Ooh.
That shit's cool. So
Because
I'm
you're a
here.
scientist.
I'm a scientist, but I'm also like Nemesis. I'm also here for a good time, and I'm also a skeptic, so I'm ready.
Yeah, so
I'm
I
ready to
think
stir the pot.
we have 2 skeptics and 4 believers. Is that correct?
Yahtzee.
That's a
Well,
full house.
It's a full house.
It's a full house,
Love it.
girl.
I'm a skeptic.
No, there isn't a homophobe here.
Oh.
Oh.
What about Fuller
Everywhere
House
you look.
on Netflix?
Anyway,
And
we're going to talk
fun.
about a different kind of house, maybe. Um, if you have experienced the paranormal, would you want to again? And if you have not and you are a skeptic or whatever, if you're not a skeptic and you haven't either, what kind of experience would be ideal to experience? For me, I'm not interested. I've had enough.
Oh.
Oh,
I'm good
I'm
with
with you.
I'm good with like other people experiencing it, hearing it secondhand, or like watching a video. But like for me, I'm just like not firsthand. Thanks.
Um, Yeah, I'm with you on this one because all the paranormal stuff that happens to me, I could go on a long list of things. I am done with this entity. I have a bad entity in my house. Someone is mad at me from beyond. Like they do not like me. I've had constant nightmares and constant bad things happen to me. Like these things will like fall everywhere. Something will, it's like so bad. I think my house is haunted, like actually, because the entity I sleep in the same room with wants me dead. I'm so serious. So I like listening in, and I like to make myself even more anxious by watching scary videos and other people's experiences because I'm insane. But I would like it to stop. So if this is a sign to whatever is out there, please stop.
Cut the cord.
Please no
Um,
mo.
Ruin, I also know that you've had experiences.
Yeah, to kind of quickly breeze over, because I remember talking about this during the first Dream Queen Con. There was a very tall man that presented himself to me when I was a kid. My mom didn't know who I was talking about. And actually, I can bring this story full circle now. So I have a renter in that house now, and they have a younger niece. And the younger niece has told her that there is a tall man that likes to talk to her. And she calls him Mr. Tall Man. So he's there. I don't know what he's doing, but he's there being tall, talking to children.
It's fucked up.
Disgusting.
I know. I know.
Lady.
But yeah, I would experience it all. As much as I don't want to experience it, like as much as I think it's because of Zach Bagans who kind of like ruins the ghost hunting experience, I think, for a lot of people, at least for me, where it's just like overreaction. Like I just want to be there in the moment to actually like see something happen or feel just feel that dread that you get. And to just, I don't know, I like it. I just oddly like it. I hate playing scary games. I hate the pressure that it brings upon you, but I also enjoy it oddly. Maybe I just hate myself. I don't know. Probably
The
do.
ghost senses my alpha status.
This is
What
my alpha status.
Isn't that what Zach Bagans was saying? That the ghost could sense that he was an alpha or something?
Yeah, I don't know if anyone's been keeping up with Ghost Adventures, but he did mention, he was like, I think the ghost can sense that my alpha presence is what he wants right now. And it was very, it was very weird. I
takes
was
you
like,
out.
okay.
It takes you out.
Yeah.
Lady.
I've never experienced anything. I've tried to. I've worked in like a quote unquote haunted, like it used to be an asylum, and now it's like a haunt. And people there always said that stuff happened, like people I worked with. But then like they would also talk out of their ass about not stealing the clown white. So it's like, well, and I think if I were to have an experience, like I want to, like I think it'd be cool. I mean, I don't know. I mean, why not like, you know, experience what you get to experience? I think that a scary movie too, Ghost Experience, would be quite lovely.
Which
Thank you,
one?
Hebe.
The Tori Spelling
Experience.
one.
Yeah.
Oh wow.
Or maybe like, or even something scary, like something to like stop me searching for it. That'd be fun. But yeah.
Speaking of clown white, Nersh.
Hi. I've never experienced anything like paranormal, but I want to. I mean, I haven't gone looking for it because I mean, I'm not, I don't know. I'm not trying to, I don't know if I want to get into all that, but I mean, I do. I want to experience it because I think it's interesting. That's the thing. Like, I'm a skeptic, but that's only because I haven't seen it with my own eyes. Like, I want to be thrown across the goddamn hallway into a wall or something. Then I want to
wow.
feel it. You know what I mean? And then I'll be like, yeah, that's true. We're good.
Yeah.
You know, because it's like, I'm not like one of those, it's not true. Like, you're dumb for thinking. Like, I'm not one of those people, but I just want to know. Like, how come everybody else has like Mr. Tall Guy showing up for them? I don't have that.
Where's our Mr. Tall Guy? Sorry.
Yeah, I just have my cat at 3 a.m. throwing things off the counter. Like I don't have that. I want it. So yes.
I want a ghost with the zoomies, not the cat with the zoomies.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
Hebe.
Well, I want a ghost with the doomies. No, so I haven't really experienced a lot of paranormal activity in terms of like physically witnessing it, or I guess spiritually witnessing it, but I do feel like I sense a lot of things, like changes in energy in the room. I experience deja vu a lot. So it's just like I have a tendency to like really, 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 really trust my gut. And 9 times out of 10, it seems to be the right thing in terms of like if I feel like there's somebody there, there ends up being somebody there. It's not a ghost or anything, it's an actual person, but like I sense it way beforehand. And basically stuff like that. If I were to have an experience, I would like it to be something that I witnessed, like, ooh, a ghost, or like, here's a cryptid right there in the middle of the road.
Yeah, I think a lot of we were just talking about this before the panel, but like things like deja vu or like alternate dimensions, astral projection, um, whatever, you know, like there's a lot of things that we forget could be considered paranormal that seem sort of mundane or very simple. But I don't know, I get deja vu a lot, and it's just like it freaks you out, you know, where like I remember being like 4 years old and just thinking about something, and it's like that's really specific. And then like and you're kind of just like what does this thought even mean, you know? And for some reason you remember this very specific piece of nothing. And then it happens and you're like, what the hell? Like, you just get very like thrown off. And like I don't know, like an example, like the other day I was playing League of Legends, not to bring it up a second time today, but like I don't know, like if you've never played League of Legends, um, it's very specific. Like there are these specific kinds of characters and whatever. And like I was like, you know, 5 or something, and I had deja vu just the other day. And I was like, why would I remember any of these specific characters and what they were doing and where I was sitting and like, you know, uh like back in the day I was like I was married and blah 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 blah. And like so how did I you know, have this like psychic deja vu where I knew that I would be married and in this sort of situation. So like things like that are really something different. Something's going on. Something lost in the matrix or who knows what.
For those who have experienced deja vu, I guess I have this question for you. I missed that conversation. Sorry. But for those of you who have experienced, do you feel like it's kind of like a butterfly effect moment for you where like there is a choice that you're presented with and you like at that point, like, okay, well, I can go either way and this will change the outcome. Like you've already experienced it. Do you think like you're meant to choose something else you do in that moment or?
So for me personally, it's like, no, there isn't a choice. I realize it after it happens.
Yeah.
But I also tend to interpret it as I am on the right path.
Yes.
I'm
Like
always
this is where you're supposed to be.
Yeah.
What were you gonna say, lady?
I'm always confused by it. I've never thought of it as something that could be paranormal. That's fierce. I think of it like I never remember when I thought of whatever had happened. It's like when that thing happens, it's like this has all happened before, kind of thing.
Yeah.
In the moment, very much in the moment, and I can't remember when I thought of that, and I'm always like, it's always like, oh my gosh, but how? I wish there was a way to be like, remember exactly what happened as I'm doing it, but like be able to pause and change it. That would be fun.
So you have deja vu?
Yeah, lots.
She has
mean,
new games.
I
She has
thought
new
that
games
was normal.
No, that's paranormal.
Oh,
Can
I
I?
also didn't know it was paranormal
yeah,
until tonight.
yeah.
That's cool. I feel like everyone has deja vu, right? I feel like that's a pretty
Not
universal.
everyone.
No.
I thought
Oh,
everyone did.
shit.
Yeah.
Oh God.
It's just like how everybody doesn't have an internal monologue.
Which I
They-
found weird.
They don't.
No.
No.
Oh God. Okay.
Now, what were you gonna say?
I think this is an interesting conversation to have, like things that you don't really interpret as paranormal. And I think a lot of the things that we don't interpret as paranormal are like, if you think about it, there are a lot of things that happen in our sleep that are so crazy. This kind of
Yeah.
leads and stems off deja vu. The dreams that you have that you can fully see the future. I don't know if anybody else has those, but I know they're common in people's dreams. Like it's literally deja vu, but like a foresight of like an entire instance that actually does happen. I've had it many times. Also, during sleeping, I know people experience like we think sleepwalking is just normal. It's not, it's so paranormal. Like, literally, your body is getting up and you're being essentially controlled out of your, like, you're just not in it. Like, it's like, it can be considered paranormal. And then there's more even to that, like sleep paralysis, there's night terrors, like, it's crazy. And nightmares are even paranormal. Like that shit is crazy to me. And like, I'm just trying to sleep. I'm just trying to get my REM cycles in.
Remin.
Literally. I sorry. I didn't mean to like rant like that, but I think it's so
No.
crazy. Like when you
No.
sleep, like
No, you're
sleeping
passionate.
is so. It's literally kind of paranormal because like literally things can like kind of just like take a hold of your body. Also, on top of that, a lot of paranormal things happen while we're sleeping. Like people will set up cameras
Santa
in their
Claus.
home to watch. I'm like, I'm not doing that because I know there's a ghost in the other room. I know there's something gonna happen while I'm sleeping.
Sleep is a big study
Yeah.
source because it's so weird, if you think about it, like when you go to bed, you're literally, your body is basically shut down. Your brain is like the only
Yes.
thing that's working, and it's just keeping you alive, and that's just kind of like the background process of like what's going on, and like what are like sleepwalking is weird. I didn't think of it as paranormal as well, but that is a weird thing. Like you're not doing that, so what is? Your brain. The brain.
Isn't it fun?
It's
Has it-
crazy.
I mean, because there
Has
is science.
anyone? Go ahead.
There
Sorry.
you go.
Has anyone tried to like? I've read like theories on if you write down your dreams immediately after waking up, like
Yes.
you kind of start to prepare yourself to. I think it's called lucid dream, where
Yes.
you can
Mhm.
actually control how you sleep. Has anyone attempted to do that, or does anyone lucid dream?
Yes. Oh my God. I'm sorry. Literally, I have a dream journal for all my nightmares because I've had nightmares for literally anybody that knows me. I've had nightmares consistently for 4 months now, beyond like every single day I go to sleep, it's a nightmare. So I'll write it down. And then as soon as I'm in the dream state, I will do things that I wouldn't. Like when I'm sleeping or a nightmare happens and there's a serial killer, I'll run into him so I can wake up, or I'll make myself,
Dead
or I'll
hard.
make him go. Like, I don't know what the study is. I feel like we're kind of going off topic a little here, but like the study of lucid dreaming, if you die in the dream, like your body can like go into serious, like it's not good for you if you die in the dream state. Like if you were to physically like get stabbed or like physically like die in the lucid dreaming, it's not good. Like it's something can really bad happen.
Yeah,
See, that's crazy, isn't it?
Well, is there like
Didn't know that.
proof of that? Or
I mean, I'm also
There's studies, but I'm not a scientist.
I'm also in the group of like having nightmare problems and all this stuff. And I think we said at Stream Queens Con 1, but like I've been keeping a journal, and anytime I didn't keep something in the journal, I would get the nightmare again. And it would get worse and things like that. And so I've been writing everything down, and thankfully, it's kind of subsided for now.
Oh, that's
But, like,
weird.
my mom's aunt or somebody, I forget. I was telling my mom about it, and she was like, "Oh, so and so used to sleepwalk and try to stab people and choke them in their sleep." And so they had to lock her up in a room because she was having
And now
nightmares all
she's
the
on the
time.
panel, Lady Lay.
I've had lucid dreams, and they're terrible and awful. And usually, I try to like activate myself or whatever in a way to like remove myself from the nightmare and either wake up or move on to something else. And like my strategy is pornographic, but where I'm like,
Oh wow.
switch this up.
You
Switch
suck
this
that
up.
ghost, girl.
We're gonna go from scary to good. But sometimes I can't get there, and sometimes it's just you're so in it because of what's happening in the nightmare.
Oh, you're in it all
You're
right.
in it.
And it's a
You
win.
can't get there.
She's the top.
Girl,
Anyway,
why
but,
did you say that? That's so funny. Right.
but to
Taking Ghostbusted to a whole new level.
I think I'm very interested in lucid dreaming now.
to Nem's point, I have had a nightmare as bad as what she's describing, where in the dream someone was possessed by this evil entity that was going around in the nightmare, and the towards the end of the dream before I woke up, it like assaulted me like very quickly, and when I woke up, I was like as if they had hit me with their whole body. Like I was in shock. I screamed when I woke up. I was crying, and I thought I was levitating because when I woke up, I like went back.
Oh, I hate that feeling.
So I don't know if I was levitating, but anyway, we're gonna get to we're gonna get to stories. We're gonna way too ahead.
Yeah, right.
So is
You
it-
got all night.
Can I ask, is it not normal for people to be able to stop their dreams?
You have to be like really in control to be able to do that.
I
Yeah, it's
don't
kind of
know,
insane.
For some reason, there's growing up especially, I feel like I haven't had dreams in years, to be honest. But growing up especially, whenever there was a nightmare, I knew I could close my eyes and wake up. Or I
So
could
there's
like
a
jump
whole
off a cliff or
documentary about
something.
that. It's called Nightmare on Elm Street 3.
Dream Warriors. Well, no,
Yeah.
see, but I wasn't able to like have powers in my dreams, you know, and I wasn't in an asylum at the time. Right.
Lady just said something that I was curious about. Is it not normal? Is it like I don't know what's the statistics on like people who don't dream? Because I really don't feel like I have not had a dream in so long. Like, and when I do, I'm like, maybe that's another problem. But I'm like, I never remember, and it's not like a matter of like not remembering them. I wake up, nothing. There's
Yeah.
nothing there. Like it was just sleep, and that's it. And I can wake up like on the drop of a dime. Like I hear, like I'm so aware of my surroundings when I'm sleeping. Maybe I'm not sleeping. That explains a lot.
Die for a few minutes.
According to the Google,
Oh.
a questionnaire said up to 6.5% of people report that they never dream. So that's roughly 1 in every 250 people,
Damn.
I think. I'm not a
And this
mathematician.
doing this call.
Yeah, that's weird. I mean, I used to dream. I do wonder. I feel like since I started medication, I stopped dreaming, which does make me feel like dreams and like sleeping is all connected to like brain activity and whatnot.
That's what the studies say. I think
Yeah.
like brain activity, because like you will have if you watch a scary movie, you'll have a nightmare about something similar to the scary movie when you go to sleep. So I feel like it's just like your brain remembering.
Mm.
Or
I think if
processing the information.
Yeah, and it picks particular pieces too, like
Oh
something
yeah.
that things that you don't usually remember. Like I find if I think about something before I go to bed, I don't have a dream about it. I'll have a dream about something else I was trying to remember, or something totally random, which are nightmares. Fun. Our next question was called "Give the Audience Homework." What cryptid / ghost story / paranormal are you currently obsessed with, and why? And this is just a short kind of answer to just give people in the audience something to do, something to look at, something to watch, something to listen to.
Oh, I got a good one. I don't know if it's like based in reality though, but there are some maybe like cryptids and creepypastas and stuff about it. The Mandela catalogs, y'all need to go check that out. Also, just any analog horror in general on YouTube. Like, there are so many great analog horror films that are kind of based in a little bit of reality, a little bit kind of borderline true crime, but they're definitely paranormal. They are so good. And the creators are ground up. Like, they're not like these AAA companies doing it. Like, they are the creator of Mandela Catalog, 6 million views on his first video. He's 19 years old, creating one of the best analog horror films in the world. His name's Alex Keister. Like, go watch any of his films. Sorry, I'm just obsessed with analog horror. I know that's kind of not based in paranormal, but like there are probably some studies and stuff that go off of that. But
I'm so sorry. It sounds like a drag name.
what, Mandela catalog?
No,
Keister?
Alex Keister.
Oh, I think it's quite the opposite of a drag
Same.
name.
Anyway, sorry.
What exactly
No,
is
go
analog
ahead.
horror?
Yeah, what is analog horror?
Analog horror is more of based in like shorter films that are not like full-fledged. Like I can't really explain it deeper than that. They're like shorter little films that add up into a greater piece. So they're like, watch this tape and then you watch the next one and then the next one and then it's all together kind of like a movie. So it's kind of in a way episodic, but they are pieces that stand alone on themselves and they create something greater that are shorter usually.
So kind of like what the guy was experiencing in Sinister.
A little bit.
It's
I
kind
haven't
of
seen that
retro.
movie in like forever, yeah.
I feel like a
but-
lot of analog horror is like very retro too.
Yes, very like the like VHS effects over the screen
Yeah.
and like very like 320 or what is it, 360p or really bad
360.
quality.
128.
Something, but yeah.
Ruin?
For cryptids, I don't
Anything.
know. What was that?
Anything.
Anything?
Anything scary.
Anything scary. I like, as much as I would never want to mess around with it, like with when people start messing around with demons and summoning circles and all of that stuff, like that's when I gotta bounce. My Catholic guilt is too much to have a demon come over my body. So but that's like my biggest thing is like, as much as I don't want to be a part of it, I will watch that till the cows go home. Like, I am like super obsessed with like just seeing it happen and like the explanation of demons. There was this show called Evil. It's on Paramount Plus, and it started off basically as this psychiatrist. She got kind of roped into the Catholic Church, and she was meant to kind of explain logically what are happening to people, because people would say, I'm possessed by a demon, or this is a miracle like that happened to me, and basically the Catholic Church was trying to disprove that, so that's why she got brought on. But then eventually she kind of got like, demons were real in this world, and they discovered that these demons were planting babies in women who were infertile. So they actually like built this like pregnancy company that would help women get pregnant, and they actually a few of them became demon spawn, and they were hunting down these demons. It's a really interesting show for like the first season and a half, and then third graders took over the writing and it just kind of got all wonky. But yeah, demons. Love
frowned.
demons.
Everybody's frowning.
Yeah.
Oh, it just sounds like I don't know. I guess that's one of the big reasons I'm a skeptic, is because I don't like the idea of what you. Sorry if this is going off track, but the idea of like people, I guess, making others believe that they could get something that they so dearly desire, and like so like people wanting to get pregnant, for instance. Like, I feel like a lot of the times when people get into like paranormal stuff, there can be so much scamming that goes on, and I feel bad for that as a business, which is part of the reason I really want to experience something, because it's like, then it's solid, then I can like move forward with that instead of like wanting to distrust everyone.
What would you suggest, lady? Homework for the chat.
Homework for the chat. Well, actually, speaking of making people think that something's real when it's not, recently Eve was using like an
Catfish.
8. What's that?
Catfish?
No.
Making people think it's something that it's not. Sorry.
Yeah,
just
yeah,
kidding.
yeah. Yeah. Eve was using like an AI generated art thing. And I think that she typed into it Miss Piggy trail cam. And there was this like creature, it looked like, on this trail. And I was like, that's a cryptid. And I was like, we could make people believe in this.
Mama, that's a cryptid.
And I was like, chuck it onto the Reddit. Be like, oh my God, ran past this little beast thing. Get people into
That was
it.
just
I
you
think-
after you fell down the hill.
Yeah. It was a little bit, well, I don't think their ribs were broken by it. But I think that's kind of fierce.
Nourish.
Let's see, homework for the chat. So, I mean, we talked about this a little before the panel started, but and I didn't know this was paranormal, but the more you think about it, it is. But I am really into like the idea of like parallel universes, to think that there are literally infinite realities where this is happening right now, and maybe I'm not a skeptic there. I think that's really cool, because a lot of paranormal stuff is basically like, well, you don't have the science to prove that. There's nothing, you don't have any proof. But this is something that scientists are studying. I mean, this is a deep-rooted like physics idea. And it goes all the way to like string theory. And I mean, a lot of people are spending their entire lives on it. And I think it's pretty neat. And it is kind of paranormal if you think about it, because that's like, it's like a mirror dimension, but an infinite number of them. That's cool. And I'm not talking about like the Marvel Cinematic Universe.
The Earth Cinematic Universe.
I'm talking about the real cinematic universe. This one. Thank you.
And lastly, Hebe.
My homework for the chat. I'm really like I said, I'm really into cryptids. I'm super into like the Beast of Bright Road, also known as the Wisconsin werewolf. Sightings go as far back as like the 1930s. And I really like stories about lycanthropy, like these creatures that people see. Is it a person? Is it a beast? I don't know. It could be both, could be neither. Who, yada yada.
Slay. So, chat, you got your homework. Have fun. Last but not least, I asked all of you to prepare a story. And if you didn't prepare a story, that's totally okay. You're welcome to make commentary on other people's story if you didn't bring a story to share with everyone, just of a personal experience or a personal experience of somebody else that you know. If we still have time by the end of it, we can always share another one, but we're going to try to keep it quick and sweet just to make sure that everybody gets to share. I think I got to share pretty much all of my experiences last time, but the only newest one I got was this year. I started streaming like on Zillow. Not on Zillow, but like doing Zillow.
I was like, how'd you get a stream key?
Yes,
On
Gigs.
And for those of you who are there, you know. But I just found a house, and I look at a lot of like, lowest to highest price. And so I was just going through all the houses, and I didn't notice anything at first. I was just like, oh, it's like an old rundown house. Start going through it, whatever. And we got back to the front of the house, and there was like a man, like a disheveled looking, it didn't look human kind of man in the window. And if y'all don't know what I'm talking about, ask me for the stuff. I've got it somewhere. But I sent it along to the Rhode Island, Vermont area
Oh, no.
Paranormal Society.
Oh no.
They're terrible. They're
Wait.
terrible.
Patch it.
I'm gonna need some more deets because I'm from that area. I'm like, what is going on? Like, get me out of here.
Don't go to them. They were like, it's a Death Eater. I was like, no, girl.
Oh.
What do you mean it's a Death Eater? Harry Potter? We're not doing that. No.
Avidi Kedivdi.
Avidi Kedivdi. But it was really creepy. And I know Ruin Crown knows what I'm talking about because they've seen it. But what was more interesting was I went to look up the listings for this house. And the listings have been getting progressively cheaper. for this like pretty large house, and the higher prices just don't work. Like it seems like people can't sell this house. And then I wanted more pictures, so I went on Google like satellite photos, and I was zooming in on the whole house. And when I looked, there was no figure in the window. But I looked at a different window for the garage, and there was another face in that window. And it's like one of the high up windows. So I was like, interesting, interesting.
The tall man.
The tall man.
The tall man, he's everywhere.
It's all coming together.
That's my quick and sweet little story. Who wants to go first?
I'll go.
Okay.
Okay. So kind of piggybacking off of like the tall man, like I think my mom's house is like pretty haunted in general. My sister experienced like something getting in bed with her. She could literally feel it like getting in the bed with her and like laying next to her. Which what was that?
Hirsch wants that.
Please.
But she that eventually stopped. But so I'd actually moved into my mom's house a few years ago to kind of help her with some things, and we were moving out, and I remember I was packing like some boxes up, and I packed one box fully. I picked it up, and everything fell through, and I was like, "Great, wonderful." And it could have just been me. I could just be terrible at packing. So I was like, you know what? I'm just gonna leave it. I'm gonna move on to another one. So I did another box, packed it all up, picked it up, everything fell through. I was like, twice in a row. I don't know about all this. I'm bad with a tape measure, but I'm not bad packing up a box. So I was like, I have to leave it. I had to leave it. So I went upstairs, and I was just already kind of in a bad mood as it was. And I had to eat before I left. So I was eating. I was facing away from the hallway that basically leads to the basement. All of this was happening in the basement, by the way. Um, and I started feeling this creeping feeling starting from my lower back up, up my back, basically. And like I said, I'm Catholic. I got a lot of Catholic guilt. And I started praying to every witch, what saint I could. I was calling on my patron saint. I was just like, you're not going to get me tonight. And I could feel it basically over lurching, just like lurching over my body as I was kind of hunched over trying to eat my dinner before I left. And it eventually just went away. And I have not really been back in that house since then. Other than my friend confirming that the niece calls him Mr. Tallman, so he felt tall as shit lurching over me. So, but that's my quick little story. It was not fun.
Scary.
Who's next?
Thank you for that tall tale.
I guess I'll go next.
Okay.
Well, I think it is so fascinating that there's just this overarching tall man that so many people see. Like my boyfriend, he's had multiple dreams where the tall man, or he calls him the Hat Man, because he has a hat, like his body is all black and he has like glowing red eyes. And but basically like it's like he's in his childhood home, and the man the beginning of the story is funny. It's like he was solving mysteries with like the Scooby-Doo gang or something, and he in his room, like there was like a wall between the bed and the rest of the room, and the rest of the Scooby gang is like on the other side of the wall while he was trying to sleep. And then as like I guess the man like came into the room and like stood at the end of the bed and just stared at him, and he couldn't move, he couldn't breathe, nothing. Flash forward to years later, I moved in with my boyfriend. We moved into a new place, like everything's great, wonderful, fabulous. And I wake up in the middle of the night because he's like tossing and turning, and I just hear him go, window. And I was just like, should I wake him up? And then I'm like, nah. I roll back over. Then he ends up like punching me in the shoulder. Turns out he had a dream where the man was like trying to get into his house, but his sister wasn't there yet. So like he was trying to warn his sister to watch out for the man because he was like circling the house. And then his sister like called him being like, hey, why is the door open? And he just saw him at the end of the hallway, like standing there staring at him. And like he was letting his sister know to like get away from the window. Sleep paralysis bullshit.
Yeah.
Sleep paralysis is the killer. Like it's fucking
Yeah.
awful. And what's worse is like when you wake up and you can't even talk.
Yeah.
Mm.
So you're just kind of going like,
Yeah, that's
Well,
not
ladies'
something I
face.
want. That shit's scary.
Lady, did you see the tall man?
No. I
Right
used to see
there.
the Grinch in my doorway, but that's because I used to be scared of him.
Oh.
I will say there is a strange. I believe it took me ages to like ask my parents about her, but and I'll explain at
Oh,
the
we
end
hit the
what I
goal.
think it is.
The
And, like,
goal.
what happened?
We hit
We
the
hit the goal.
Amber goal.
Oh, cute!
Friendly reminder, this is a small interruption. If we hit $3,000 this weekend, I will once again get in the shower in full drag. Like I did at the pool party.
So brave.
Thank you for your sacrifice.
Yeah.
Sorry, lady. Continue.
No, that's fine. But yeah, I was nervous to ask my parents about this for ages. But when I was in school, when I was younger, there used to be this woman who would take me out of class and like speak to me, and I can't remember what we ever spoke about. But I was like I distinctly remember, and it crossed schools. So I was in one school where I got bullied a lot, and she'd take me out of class and speak to me. And then I went to another school, and I remember she came there to speak to me too. And I was always nervous to ask my parents about it. But then when I asked mom about it, she said that she couldn't remember. And I find that very unusual. And my first thought is like, oh, like it was like a therapist or something. But then in my high school years, my family didn't let me seek therapy. So I feel like they wouldn't have let me seek therapy as a kid or like force it on me. And that's something unusual that I do think about sometimes. I'm really not sure about who this woman is. But I feel like I just blame it on me being like very messed up. Someone seeked out this woman to help me, but I can't remember what with. And I don't remember the conversations we had.
I mean, maybe she wasn't real, or maybe she was real, but like in a different way, or who knows?
Yeah. And I have no idea why my mother wouldn't remember her. Yeah, I don't know. There's an explanation somewhere, though, I'm sure.
Resident skeptic, Lady Lay.
Sure, you're amongst. Nem or Nursh?
I have a couple, so I can hold on to mine if you want to go before me.
Yeah, mine's short. So in the subject of sleeping and like sleepwalking, I have experienced that. When I was younger, apparently I was a very bad sleepwalker. My mom used to find me in the morning in all sorts of different places. I think the craziest one is that she found me one morning in the front yard, like sleeping on the grass.
Oh wow.
And I don't remember any of this. So I do think that's my experience with anything that's kind of like the paranormal. I get all the boring stuff, the sleep stuff. I want I want to see a ghost.
I don't
That's
know,
what-
baby. Waking up in the front yard is crazy. I don't know what you're doing.
I mean, as I got older, I did that again, but like I knew that time I knew why.
That
you
was after
know?
the
Yeah.
gig.
Yeah,
That's
that was just a
yeah.
late night.
Yeah.
But but I mean that's kind of freaky, you know. I think it has something to do with like I've never dreamed ever, right? And so maybe I would remember why I woke up in the front yard or like in various places. I also think something that's interesting is that I do have a twin sister, and she also sleepwalks, and she has horrible like talking in her sleep. So that might be something too. It's like connected.
Maybe
But
she has all your dreams.
damn, she needs to stop.
She's a
needs to-
share.
She said, "Get out of my head." I think that's interesting, but that's just me.
I think it is too.
Thank you so much.
Thank you for sharing your story.
I'm here to support you.
I feel so supported. Thank you.
Is it my turn?
Yeah.
It's your turn.
Yay! Well, before I say my story, I'm like shocked. We haven't talked about like any connections to like the dead,
Mm.
right? Like for me, para me, I have a lot of dead like family members, friends, family, whatever, which is unfortunate. I don't need sorries or oh my god, I'm so sorry for you. Yeah, people are dead. But anyways, like I have connection, like I feel that connection with someone like so fiercely sometimes, which I think is an interesting study to have and also an interesting thing on the mind. I don't really have like a long story or like an in-depth story, but I know I don't know why I just made this whole thing about dreams, but like sometimes you can wake up, sometimes you can feel the presence of like some days I can wake up and definitely feel the presence of like my father that passed away, or sometimes I can wake up and like feel the presence of somebody that passed away. It's like so real. It's almost scary, but I know it's not like I think there's also good and bad paranormal. Like you can have a good instance of paranormal activity, also a bad instance. Like
Yeah.
clearly there's bad entities and stuff, but there's also good entities that have no harm. That's another conversation that I don't want to talk about for the next chunk of time, but I think it's a thing that's interesting as well, that there's good and bad, but definitely the good, when it happens, I feel like it's so prominent. It's like kind of cool that you can like be in touch with somebody that has literally passed on, like feel the presence so vividly. But then again, it comes with the bad because like obviously there are bad entities that are still around and not being nice. So yeah.
Have you heard the thing where they're like, if you have like a pet that passes away, you'll see like butterflies like afterwards? Like I mean, I heard this a lot when I was younger. Like you'll see like if you're like a pet passes away, you'll see like a butterfly that's supposed to be them visiting, and it'll always be like the same color butterfly. And my sister swears that she sees them all the time, but I don't know.
Oh wow.
I've heard something similar, not so much in that it was specifically a pet passing away. But it's like I know I like really tend to like when I see bats like during like the twilight hours. I don't get to see them often, but I feel like whenever I do, it's almost like a sign from the universe. Is that weird?
No.
Mm.
Like it's the universe trying to like tell me something. Don't know what, but
I don't have any of that, but like definitely when I have a bunch of instances. So my dad grew up in this house and he's deceased. So like I have a lot of paranormal activity with him. Sometimes it's good, sometimes it's bad because my relationship wasn't like strong with him, but I definitely still love him. So like sometimes I'll put up like pictures of him and or like we'll put up a picture of him and it'll immediately fall off the wall. Like because he grew up here his entire life. So there's definitely like a connection to this house. And then he wore this jacket all the time. Like every picture of him, you would see this jacket. And I inherited the jacket and I have it in my drag closet, but because it's the only place I can hang it without it falling. I have no idea why. There's probably a connection there, but if I hang it up anywhere, it'll fall to the floor. The pictures fall to the floor, no matter what. There's no like it's immediately like a couple minutes after I put it up. There's nothing wrong with the pictures. There's nothing wrong with the jacket. It immediately falls. And I don't know. It's probably a sign that he's like still obviously like connected, but something there needs to be studied. But that's the extent of my paranormal like instances. But I have had like a bunch of ghost stories. There's something lurking around me. I don't know. Stay far away from me, I guess.
It could be, if you are feeling like there's good and bad, like maybe it's the combating too. Because, like, I don't know, personally, like, I believe in like guardian angels and things like that. Like, I think that you know, if someone passes and they feel really strongly that like maybe someone they think needs a little more time with you, or you know, they maybe they think that you need some protection or some guidance, or maybe they can come back for that reason or things like that. Like I believe in that kind of thing. Or I like to believe in that sort of thing just to be hopeful.
Same.
But just to make sure that everybody got the story that they wanted to get out. Nem, did you get the story that you wanted to tell us?
Oh, I have another instance. So this is not like a sentimental story, but I do have a very crazy paranormal thing. I know I'm like taking up a lot of time. I'm so sorry, but
I asked
literally,
for a little extra time, so
okay, perfect. So there was this one time when me and my friends, all these drag artists got home from the gig, and I was sober, like completely sober. Everybody else was a little tipsy, but we were just having a good time. So this story is valid. It's not like me being high out of my mind and being like, whoa, or like seeing things. Like this story is real. So back in the day, I think it was like 2017, we would come home from the gigs and just we would play Friday the 13th all the time on the PS whatever. So we would play that game, blah, 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 blah. We're playing it. And you know how Jason can like slam down on the generators and the power goes out? So we're playing it and Jason does that. And when he does it, the power goes out IRL. We're like, that is so strange. Like, how is that happening? So whatever, we're walking around the house, dilly-dallying, whatever. So the power comes back on, then we go upstairs, we shut the lights off, we're like, let's be silly, and do like a little seance, like so silly. I'm like,
Oh no.
I do not claim this, but like I'll join your hands or whatever. So we do that, and immediately power goes off again, and the power does not come back on. It's like it's a wrap. Like this is like horror movie, like instant territory. So for whatever reason, we're like, okay, continue the seance. The power's out. What's going on? We're going to do the seance. We're like, if there's a presence here, make your presence known. Nothing happens. We do it again. Seconds later, a fork falls in the kitchen. Now, you might be asking, why is that happening? Well, let me tell you. 5 minutes after that fork falls in the kitchen, a tree falls on the house and crashes through the roof. So I don't know. It was probably a sign, but the tree hits the house. Crazy, power's out. Like it is one of the craziest night of my life. Like we thought we were going to die because whatever we happened in that house. But we think the like whole overarching story is that my friend's roommate in that house recently passed away. So he was definitely like, oh no, y'all aren't going to be up in drags in this house at a late night hour. You get out of this house. Like, I'm done with your shit. So it was crazy. Like, you can ask any of my friends. You can ask Onyx. You can ask Xanax. You can ask all my friends, Sasha Stone. We were all there. It was literally the craziest night of my life. It was so scary.
they really said, "Would you please get out of my house?"
Literally, the tree crashing on the house was after the fork falling. Like it was definitely a sign. It was like, don't be in that kitchen. It was
They were
so
like,
scary.
please leave.
Well, like, and like, how does all of that happen by instance? Like playing a video game, then it happens IRL, and then like the fork falling, and then the tree falling in the same spot, and then like that. You might be thinking, oh my god, like that's just like an instance, but I definitely thought it was paranormal because that was scary.
It's a strong gust of wind. No, I was kidding.
The wind.
Yeah, was there an earthquake?
No, it's Massachusetts. That's another thing. Massachusetts is
lumberjack
hella
outside.
haunted. Like everything happens
Yeah.
here. Salem, there's places in Rhode Island, like Shore, Rhode Island, right next to Massachusetts. Paranormal. Like
Yep.
like P-Town is kind of horror based. Like it is a crazy haunted area. Like everything here is like I think the Conjuring house is in this area, like where all that stuff happened in that documentary, like the real one, not the AAA movie, but crazy.
Well, thanks everybody so much for sharing the stories. I know for myself and for Dola and Opa, we're all very tired, and especially for the people on the East Coast. Damn. So thank y'all so much for coming and talking with me and everybody else about your personal experiences, beliefs, and sharing some of your media with us. We're going to end Stream Queens Con Day 1.
Cute.
Close it out. Thank you all so much for the donations. We've had to up the goal, what, twice now?
The Dola dollars.
The Dola dollars. which is fantastic. We're going to do some outros and any kind of plugs you want to do for any maybe panels we're coming in the near future. We're going to start with Nersh.
Yes. Okay, outro. Again, my name is Inertia. On Twitch, it's Nersh. It's because I could not get Inertia for the damn username, but that it's just stuck. But in terms of what's coming up, tomorrow morning you will be greeted by I don't know how to describe it, but it's Cursed, the art of creating cursed drag. That'll be a panel that I'm moderating tomorrow, very early, first thing in the morning. So please be there to see some of the most disgusting drag looks you've ever seen in your life. It's got an amazing group of people on it, including Chalora. But other than that, I'll be around for the rest of the con. I think I'm appearing every day and then twice on Sunday. But I just hope you all have a good time at the con, and I was very happy to be here, and I'm happy to see you all for the remainder of the con. So yeah.
I know you couldn't get Inertia, but did you try an accelerant? Lady?
I don't get it. I'm sorry. What's an inertia?
Oh my goodness.
Like
no, you go.
well, you study it.
Like what's inertia in general?
Yeah, in general.
Well, it's just the
I've heard. I know it's a word, but I have no idea what it means.
Oh, it's a physics thing. It's the how hard it is to get something to move or how hard it is to get it to stop moving once it starts moving. It's related to it, how heavy it is, its mass.
Velocity?
Yeah. It has something it has a lot. It plays a lot in it.
So like if you're in a car and you're going around a curb and you try to go against the curb, like that's
So something like that's more like friction. Something like a car has a lot of inertia.
Spinning up, you have to
Science panel now.
go towards.
Well, something that's super heavy. Basically, things that are super heavy have a lot of inertia because it would take you a lot of effort to push a car, and it takes a lot of effort to stop a car once it's moving. But it doesn't take a lot of effort to stop like a water bottle that's rolling down the street. You know what I mean? So that has very little.
So does my joke not make sense now? I'm so confused. Maybe I don't know what inertia is.
I've got a lot of inertia, but I do roll down hills.
You do. Where can we learn more about you rolling down hills? Can you give us your outro and a plug?
Yeah. Hello, my name is Lady Lay. I didn't see any butterflies with my dead dog, but I do love my dead dog a lot. Would love to see him at some point. The Nettle. Shout out to the Nettle. And you can find me on twitch.tv/it's Line to Lie.
From the tele.
Hey.
Are you fucked? Hebe?
Hi, once again, I'm Hebe Buffet. I am a drag variety streamer that specializes in horror and JRPGs. You can find me at twitch.tv/Hebe Buffet. You can also find me at Hebe Buffet on all of the social medias. Hive, TikTok, Instagram, whatever other fun things there are. Please follow me on TikTok. I don't have enough followers to go live.
Neither. TikTok. Sorry, I'll
Fuck Lady Lay, follow me.
Oh.
Hello, everybody. Ruin.
Hi, everyone. I just want to say thank you so much for having me on this panel. I obviously am not in drags. I unfortunately do not do drag, but I am thankful for this opportunity to be surrounded by these wonderful individuals and doing this panel. So thank you so much. But you can find me everywhere, Ruin Crown, the YouTubes, the Twitters, the Twitch, wherever. You can find me, Ruin Crown, primarily RPG, JRPG streamer. So hope to see you there.
And
Hi, everybody. I stream almost every day on twitch.tv/Nemesis Network. I'm going to be at Stream Queens Con every day as well. I'm here at around like 7 o'clock on my panels for the remainder of the con. So very exciting, very slay. Also, please come out to my panel, which is going to be very slay. And it has some people on here, Chalora included on this. We are doing the Indie Game Showcase like we did last year. So if you like indie games, if you want to support some indie game companies, come on out. And we are going to be celebrating all of those games and awarding Stream Queens Con Game of the Year, Indie Game of the Year at my little panel that is on Saturday around 7 to 8 o'clock. I'm not sure what the time slot is, but it's around there somewhere, Eastern time. And yeah, that's me. Hi.
I
4:50.
forgot something.
Yes, Hebe?
I'm in 2 panels on Sunday. I am in the performing live and streaming panel. We're going to talk about balancing those things because it's difficult. And I am also in the mental health panel immediately after because I am mentally ill. And I'm also in the drag show.
I'm in the mentally ill panel too.
Oh, not mentally ill.
Good night.
Thank you again, everyone. And I'm so excited for Stream Queens Con 3 Day 2. And see you bright and early in the morning. This has been the Midnight Club, or whatever. What's it called?
Isn't
It's
that
more like the
strange?
1 in the morning club.
The Midnight
2 in the
Society.
morning.
It's
Midnight
7:50
Society.
p.m.
It's time for bed.
Time for bed. Goodbye, everyone.
Betty Ann
I'm
says
hot.
goodnight.
Woo, woo, woo.
It's
I
the
want
good
my
night
money.
Kiwi.